Again, my name is Carla. I work in digital learning and I will be giving the navigation, announcement, and content tools training. So if you have not already completed your online teaching certification courses in PAWS, after today's session, you can take those 3 quizzes towards the 10 to earn your certification. So what you're seeing on your home screen is the PAWS homepage. When you log on to PAWS, this is where you land. And so I'm going to start by talking about navigation, just moving through the PAWS system. So when you log in, this is what you see. This is the PAWS homepage. This is if you hover your mouse over the PAWS icon, it tells you this is my home. Anywhere you are in the system, if you want to get back to the drop page where you drop into the course once you log in, you push the PAWS logo. Going towards the right, you'll see these 9 little squares, sometimes called the waffle. This is your course selector tool. By clicking on that, you will see a list of all the courses that you have access to. The longer you teach, the longer this will be. You can see I have some of my courses pinned that they will always show on top, and the courses from previous semesters I leave them unpinned, but they're just on the list so I have access to my current resources or courses at the top. If you're looking for courses, this is something that a lot of faculty aren't aware of. Here's your course rubric and title. This is the course CRN, which is the course record number, and the dot after that tells you the year and the semester in which the course was taught. So this is year 2022. 80 means this is the fall. 8 is for the 8th month of the year, August, when the fall semester begins. This course was taught in 2022 spring, and the 1 is for January when the January or the spring semester began. If I didn't teach any of the summer sessions, but if I had a summer course, it would be the year and 50 because summer courses start in May. And so you can have that understanding of these codes. It's the year and the semester. 80 is fall for starting in August. Spring is start with 10 because it starts in January. And if there was a summer one, it would be the year and 50 for 5 for May, the 5th month of the year. So the course selector tool gives you a list of all the courses that you've taught or currently have access to. The envelope icon is your message alert. When the red dot appears here, you have unread mail. And I have none, so no items are found. If I click on this, it will take me to my PAWS email from all the courses that I teach, all in one. And we'll have training on email, I believe, on Monday. Then here you have subscription alerts, update alerts, letting you know when things in the calendar are approaching their due or end dates. We're going to have more training on the calendar later. Then you see my profile picture, my name as the instructor or owner of this PAWS account. If I click on my name, I can see that this is how I would log out of the system, but I also have my profile. Clicking on profile, it is highly recommended, especially if you teach online, to have a profile picture. I know we all love our cute cats and dogs and would love to put, flowers or whatnot, but it is best practice to put a picture of yourself so the students can identify you with the specific course, especially for the online learning. So you can do that I can, change my image because I already have one, but you can always upload an image from one of your files. So it's best practice to do that. You don't need to fill out the rest of your profile information if you do not choose to. So once you've uploaded a good face shot of you to have the students identify the course with you, you would save and close, and that would be then your profile picture. Continuing on with navigation, on the course homepage, you see the resources. You can also see this resource tab within each of the courses that you have access to. It has links to the academic calendar, which are useful to identify holidays, or exam dates sort of thing. You have your holiday schedule, access to the bookstore. So these are resources that have been linked into PAWS. Student services are, again, more resources. This will take you, if you click on digital learning, it'll take you to digital learning homepage. These are other resources that users have access to. Help is very important. As faculty, if you get stuck or something is not working, we always say put in a help desk ticket. Remedy Force Service Desk is our help desk system. You would click on this and then be taken to fill out information on what you need assistance with. Also, you'll notice for help, at the bottom right of every page, you get the Get Help. This is from the Learning Management System, D2L, Brightspace. This is directly linked to them for help. Students and you as faculty have this. You would just click on that and how can you help? Then you can type in and they can assist. You can select from, you need help with your final grades. I have a different question that is not one of the prompts that they have here, and it's another way to facilitate getting assistance. Now, when you land on the course or PAWS homepage, you're usually looking for your courses. You can always use this course selector tool, which is part of the navigation, and you click your sources, a course that you were looking for, or you can scroll down and you can find my courses. And expanding the widget, you can see that these are a list of my courses and my, or what we call our course cards that I have pinned. But sometimes if you've been here a while or have multiple courses, it's sometimes difficult to find the course you're looking for. If you would scroll down to the end of your course cards and click on View All Courses, a new page opens up where I see my course cards again, but sometimes this can be quite lengthy. You have the ability to search your course by name, Sandbox. Let's have one look for my Sandbox course. And then I would find my list. I can click it there or I can just search it. And then it would be my Sandboxes would pop up. Or if I can't find that, I can type in, I want to look at my earth science courses. All that I teach for their science department, and here they are. Here's my master copies, here's my current semester course, and here's some courses from past semesters. And I know they're from past semesters because they're closed, and you can see the end dates that I have access to those courses. You can also search your courses by using filters. If you have a great list of classes and you are having problems finding it, you can search by semester. I can type in the semester, or it gives me the list of semesters that I have taught or will be teaching. I can also filter by department. What department am I teaching for? Because I'm a geographer, I can be in social and behavioral sciences or natural sciences. I'm training, so you can filter searching your search by what department the course is found under. I can also filter it by role. Am I a student, instructor? Am I the teacher in the course? You would be students in like the OTC training course, which is the online teaching certification. So you can search by roles. So you have ways to filter in which to find your classes. Pardon me. Also, you can have it sorted by, I do it by just default. You can do it by course code, course name. I find it difficult for me because all my courses have the same name. So you have different ways in which to filter and sort your courses and to search for them, especially if you have a lot of the same course. So there's different ways to find your courses. Once you have found the course that you would like to access, you would just click on that course, and the navigation will then take you to that home page of the course itself. Now, let's say I selected the wrong course. I can click this course drop down, course selector tool and have a drop down, or I can select it, or I can push the pause icon and it takes me back to the landing page of when I log into Pause. And then I can keep searching until I find the correct course, from either using the course selector tool or looking at the course cards. Again, select on the course you would like, takes you back to that course homepage. Notice that the course title is here at the top. Here's the course selector tool again, the navigation to email, and this is for reading and responding to received mail. I still have the subscription alerts, I have updates alerts, and again, I have my profile picture. And if I click on my name, I can log out from wherever I am in Pause. But notice that when I click my profile or my name, I have an extra piece right here where it says View as Banner Student. This allows you as the user to semi-see what the student sees. If you will, and it will help you troubleshoot, but I would not recommend using this. I would recommend that all instructors put a help desk ticket in, a Remedy Force ticket, and ask for a Z student account. A Z student account will allow you to log in and see it exactly 100% the way the student does. So when the student tells you, I can't see test 4, it's very easy for you to say, well, I don't know, I can see it, because you're logged in as the course creator or teacher, so you have a different view. By logging out and logging in as your Z student, you can actually see the view the student has, which will help you troubleshoot and help the students then navigate through the experience more readily. Again, we'll talk about the Z student account later in future trainings. I believe we'll talk about it with the calendar and cloning. So I would not use view as a banner student because it is not the best view. The Z student is. So continuing with the navigation, anywhere I am within the course, I can push course home and it will take me to this home page. So let's say I'm looking at attendance and I want to get back to my home page. I can click on my course title or click on course home. Clicking on both of these will take you back to the same place. In Pause, there's many ways to do the same thing. So clicking on course home will take me back to the course homepage, just like navigating to the title and clicking on it, it would take me back to the same page. You have a link to the syllabus for the course, which is in Simple Syllabus. Continuing the navigation, if you click on content, this is what I call the driving part or the bread and butter of the course. This ties all of the course together. This is where you have the content, and linked into the content, you can add your quizzes, your discussions, your tests, whatever you have in that course. This is here. This would be what you would see if you go to lecture or in a traditional class. It's all lined out for you, either by module, by week, by class meeting, however you would like to organize it. So the content is the bread and butter of the course. Then you have your communication tools. Your communication tools are announcements, which I'll get to in a few moments. You have your calendars. You have your class list. Again, all of these 3 or 4 are different quizzes and tools that will be discussed separately. These are all ways in which to communicate with the student. The class list is used to email the students. The email is used to read and respond to emails received. And again, we'll have that more specifically and in detail on the email training on Monday. Next, you have the assessments. The assessments are your gradable tools. You have attendance under assessment because some instructors give attendance and participation points or grades. You have your discussions, but hey, wait a minute, discussions wasn't communications. As you'll see when we go to the discussion tool, that you have 2 types of discussions, your gradable discussions and your communication, which you can have announcements or your coffee shop types of chats. You have your assignments, your quizzes, which is the quizzes and tests, and your grade books and so on. Course tools are the tools that you have available to use and to build your course. Your resources are the same as what you found on the PAWS homepage, the resources that you have access to. Help Remedy Force, this is our help desk ticket system. And again, you also have the Get Help that will appear on every page on the bottom right. So that's the basic navigation through the PAWS system. Does anyone have any questions? If you change your mind, just unmute and let me know. So navigating back to the home page, I can select Course Home or click on the course title. So that is the navigation through the system and the tools that exist within the learning environment. Now I'd like to talk about announcements. We can talk about announcements through our communication tools, which are also the same as the announcements on the course homepage. So announcements could be, this is your welcome to the course. This is giving you some course information, a visual of what textbook we should use to remind them of what course they're in. Now, a lot of us receive a course that has been developed by another faculty member, and we're just teaching a section of that course. So it is very important prior to the start of the semester to go into the course and to make sure the course information is instructor specific. This course that I'm sandboxing or showing you as a demonstration was developed by Todd Blankenbeckler. I'm definitely not Todd, but I'm teaching a section of this course. So what I would have to do prior to the start of the semester, since he's the developer, and I don't want my section students contacting him, I need to personalize this course to me as the specific section instructor. So to do that, I can edit the announcement and to personalize it. So how I did that was where the course instructor and information, I clicked the drop down at the end of that and I would select edit. And I would scroll down. Here's the HTML editor window. At the bottom right, I can enlarge the screen so I can see all the information. The first thing I would do is put my name. So I just erased what he was and what his status is. I'm an adjunct faculty. And then I would put my email. Now, looking at this email, I would not put my username, kjbloom@ucourse. The ucourse email address is the PAWS email address. The students are in PAWS. They don't need it. They can have my email or email me directly within the learning environment. I need to give them an alternate means of communication with me. I would give them my Southwest email address because what happens if they can't get into PAWS and they need to know how to reach me? By giving them my address here, I always tell my students to make sure they mark it down somewhere else outside the learning environment, just in case they need to get a hold of me if they can't get access or cannot access PAWS. I would also give my office phone number so they have a means to call or leave messages as well as emailing. The uCourse email address is for me emailing within the PAWS system only. So if I give a student my uCourse and they're in their Southwest email and they want to email me and they type in uCourse from their Outlook, it's never going to reach me. And students have done this in the past. They keep, well, I've been emailing the instructor, I've been emailing, and we have to finally get them down. How are you emailing? From Outlook. What address are you using? uCourse. It will not email into the PAWS system. So please give them an alternate email in which to contact you. So once you have updated the information for you as the course instructor for that section, I've made all my updates. I would select update on the bottom of that screen, and then I'm now back on the announcements page. I can see now the course has been personalized to me. Pardon me. And if I want to see what that looks like, I would go back to Course Home by either selecting the course title or clicking on Course Home. Either one takes you back or navigates you back to the Course Home. And now when students land on this page, they know that I am their instructor for this section of the class. I might even want to add section 1H2 or whatever my section number happens to be, so they know they're in the specific part, even though the title might be here, will be here with the correct section number. So I have on my course announcement or homepage, I have now they can associate the book and the correct instructor with the course. I have a welcome letter to the students. And I would have other course announcements I want them to have. I would include my office hours. Let's say during the middle of the semester, I want to create a new announcement. Hey, I teach Tuesday, Thursday. Finals are coming up. I'm not going to have a final on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm going to have one, but since I want to let the students know when I'm having it, I can click on announcements, the drop down after that, and create new announcement. My headline, final exam day, or whatever you want to title your announcement. Your HTML editor, if you click the ellipses, you can see that you have more tools. The editing tools, I can bold, I can format it to headings, paragraphs, I can italicize. Please do not underline unless you are creating a link, because underlining, the students will find that they will want to click on it to take them somewhere. I can edit colors. I can change the centering. I can add bullet lists, numbers, indents, and so on. I can insert stuff. I can insert from my computer. I use a media file. I can put course files. So I can embed YouTube videos. I can create links. I can insert images, I can do equations and so on. I can change the font, but when you change the styling, the pixel size, pardon me, the font, please make sure accessibility is, and you keep that in mind. So final exam day will be, Tuesday. Helps if I can spell. May 2nd. I believe. I'm not looking at the calendar, I'm just making that up. So you can format it however you want. And when do I want this announcement to be posted? I can put today, I want it to put up today, or I can put it up next week. I can change it instead of today. Let's make it on the a week before the final date. I don't know why, but let's do that. And I want to have that posted at 12:01 a.m. So that's when it'll be posted. And I can also, if I was doing this for mid-year, I don't need that exam date information up there the entire semester, so I can put a start and an end date, or I can always come back and remove it later. So once I've created my announcement, I can publish that. Because I put it here as the 25th, when I go back to my course homepage, I will not see that announcement. But if I want to, I can go back and I can go to the announcement tool page by clicking here. It takes me back to that, and I can edit this and change the date. Edit. I want it posted today. Today's the 18th. I can update. Now it should be posted today. I want to check to make sure, see what it looks like. And there it is. So I can see my announcements that I have. I've got my instructor information. I believe that always should be on the top, especially if students are needing a means or have access to different ways to contact you. My course welcome. my office hours, and so on. I can go to communications and go to the same thing by announcement tool. It takes me back to that list of all the announcements on the home page. I can create a new announcement from the announcement page. My new announcement, and I can type what I want. I can edit it however I need. Once I can save it as a draft. If I decide not to do this, I can cancel it. If I'm ready, I can publish it. Publishing it makes it so students can see it and it'll appear on the home page. Notice that I now have an orange dot on my updates alert. I'm clicking on that, and it's to let any of the users who have access to this course know that I have new announcements. Because it tells you my new announcement. I put a final exam day, so they can see right away that there's been changes to the course by looking at the update alerts. So here's my announcements. I have more actions that I can do with the announcements that currently exist. I can reorder them. I can restore. Let's say I made an announcement and I deleted it. I can click on restore. Here's all of the announcements that I have previously made and deleted. Let's say I want to quiz update. I want to restore this announcement, or the quiz is updated. I would click on that to highlight it. So this is what I'm going to have restored, and I click on restore. And then it gives me announcement restored successfully. I've been notified that it's been put back successfully into the announcements. And if I want to check on that, I can navigate by going to the home page and seeing the announcements. I can navigate to that by clicking on communications and looking at announcements. Or here, I can go up one level and click on the announcements, and it takes me back to the announcement page. And here are the announcements. I can see it. And there's my quiz update that I had just restored. What I want to see what that looks like on the home page. Go back to the home page. And I can see my announcements. These are the 2 announcements I just made. Scrolling down. Where did it go? Show all announcements, because I'm getting a very long page. And there's all the announcements. Now, I don't like the order of this, or I don't like what some of the announcements look like. I don't want this announcement anymore. I can click the drop down and I can delete my new announcement. I can click the radial to the left, which selects this, and I can click the delete button. And both do the same thing. I get a confirmation, yes, do I want to delete the announcement? Yes or no. Then it's deleted. And if, oh no, I didn't want to, I can go back and click restore and put my announcement back. So looking at my home page, as I'm setting up my course, getting ready, I see my announcements. I don't like the order my announcements are in. I don't need to delete and create it. I can click the drop down from the home page, pardon me, and I can click reorder announcements. And then you will see these are the order that the announcements occur on the home page. I want to have this one, another one, for example, as the second one. I don't want it to be fourth. I just click where I want this announcement to appear in the list. And I now made it to second, and you will see that everything else automatically reordered. I want my office hours not to be buried on the bottom. I'd like them up after my welcome, or introducing myself as the instructor. So that's the fourth one on the page. So I want my office hours to be the fifth. And then everything else then automatically reorders. Once I'm happy with the reordering of my announcements, I can push save. And then the reordering has been saved. Here we go. Looking at, did I do it correctly? Final exams, of course. Oh, my welcome, my office hours. I don't know if I did that right or not, but there's my announcements. I've changed the order. So I can reorder from here, reorder announcements, or I can go to the announcement page, part of more action, and I can reorder from here as well. Same function. Pardon me. So that is creating and reordering announcements for the homepage. As part of the communication, you can see that's the announcements that take me here to the announcement page. But if I also go to discussions, and you'll get a lot more on the discussion during the discussion training, you will see in the general information form, you have a discussion that is not gradable. It's a communication tool in which you can create course announcements within the discussion. This is where I'd post, hey guys, due to inclement weather, we're having a Teams meeting tonight. Here's your Teams meeting link, or so on. You can put in, oh, your final exam date will be on Thursday, not Tuesday. Well, whatever announcement you would like to give to your class. Oh, reminder, your assignments are due today. You can create course announcements within the general information form of your discussion tool. Just like students can post asking questions in the general information form. This is like raising your hand in class in the online environment where students can ask questions about the course so the entire student population in that course can gain that knowledge. So you'll learn more about those in the discussion tool training. But again, it's a type of communication or posting of announcements. So any questions on announcements? I don't like this one. I can just delete it from here. Confirmation, yes. So we've gone over navigation and announcements. Any questions on either of those two? Because they're each individual quizzes within the PAWS OTC tools training. Okay, that leads me then to content, the meat of the course, the organization of the course. When you click on content, this is where you can start building your course, organizing it, or this is where you will have information already built if you are teaching another section and you're not the developer. So clicking on content takes you to the content page. Starting at the top, you have your overview. Overview is optional. You can put in your course objectives. You can put in a welcome note to the students, whatever you would like to do. How I activated this, I just clicked on it without showing you I did that. So when I click on the overview button, most of you would have nothing there, but if you see when I move my mouse around, it highlights and makes it kind of like a gray box. I can click into this and it opens up the HTML editor. And then I can create or type in whatever I would like here you have your editing tools. Once you make changes, you can click update. If you don't want to save what you changed, just cancel. You can add attachments to the overview page. I just clicked on add attachments. I can drag and drop a file here. If I click the drop down after overview, I can add attachments from here as well by clicking that. And then I can add it from my computer. I can add it from my files, my OneDrive, and so on. Cancel. So the course overview is for whatever you would like it to be. It's not part of the minimum use. Some of the people put their reoccurring Teams link here or put information in many places, a welcome note, and so on. Some people put their objectives. The next, going down the left-hand side of the content tool, you'll see bookmarks. You see the number 1 here? It's letting me know that I have 1 bookmark already created within this course. Clicking on bookmark, it tells me that I have in bookmarks under overview and objectives, I marked my page or where I am in the content for chapter 6 of Sub-Saharan Africa. I can click on the drop down after that, and to remove it, if I don't know why I have it, I can just get rid of it. Or I can click on it, my bookmark, the name, and it will take me to that part. I know I'm in the table of contents. I'm in Unit 3, Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. I'm under Chapter 6, Sub-Saharan Africa. I'm in Objectives and Overview. So as I can listen to what has been created, here's my overview and my objectives for that chapter. You can see this mark here, this little ribbon, that is the bookmark. If it is colored in, it lets me know this is the bookmark. A bookmark has been created. If I want to remove the bookmark because I don't need it anymore, I picked up where I left off, I would click on it again, bookmark successfully removed or removed successfully. So when I go back to the contents and look at bookmarks, I wouldn't have any. So as I keep reading through my course, making sure everything is edited correctly, all the information's what I want the students to have, I would use my navigation arrows. I'm going to the next page. These sets of arrows are the same as these. I can go backwards to where I was, or I can keep going forward. If for some reason I want to mark where I'm at, my phone rang, got to go to class, someone's coming to my office, there is no bookmark, but if I click on that, now I've added a bookmark. Bookmark added successfully. It's marked in. I can keep reading, or I like something I saw there. I'm going down to my notes now. Let's look at page 4 because I'm going through the content. I'm now under notes. I'm reading through them, navigating. Oh, I really like that. I want to highlight it to remember it for later, create a bookmark. Now go back to table of contents. Now I have the 2 bookmarks I have just created. I'm on notes page 5, and I've got my key terms. So bookmarks are able, if you have to come back and forth and you want to mark your place in the course, they're very useful for that. If you don't want your bookmarks, you can just remove them. You click on them and it takes you where you left off. The course schedule is tied to the course calendar. It lets you know what is scheduled or coming due today, tomorrow, and within the next 7 days. So this is very helpful as a quick look for students. Oh, okay, I don't need to work on this class. Let me go to the next class because I might have something due. This helps students to prioritize their work, so it's very important to develop the course calendar. And we'll be talking about calendar next week on Tuesday, so a week from today. Continuing on with the course content, you have the table of contents. The table of contents is showing you everything that is in the course. Okay, sorry, I hope I'm not making you dizzy. I know that I have 167 items that have been created within the course for students to look through. And all courses, if you're starting to develop on your own, start with getting started. Now, the getting started material is pre-populated with information that is set up about the tools in PAWS. You have the ability to edit and personalize those for your course. You can see we no longer need the syllabus linked in, so it's hidden. This is a very old sandbox because all the syllabi are through simple syllabus and linked through your syllabus link here at the top. You have your course objectives that you should probably create, and you can have any other information that you want in the getting started. Going through, you have here, if I want to look at specifically additional information that I need for my course, I would click on it and it opens in the reading pane to the right. So this course is divided into unit modules. You can some faculty have it as module 1, module 2, unit 1, chapter 1, and so on. As long as you are consistent in naming the content in your course, you can develop it however you see fit. But you need to be consistent and keeping the same naming and formatting in each of the different modules. You can see these 8 little squares and how my pointer turns into a 4-directional arrow. That means I can move or rearrange the content of the course. I don't like the order that this is taught. We always learn most about the Americas first, so let's learn about other parts of the world. So I want to change the order in which it's taught. I can grab this and you can see there's a solid line and I can drop it in. I can change the order in which I teach the content. I can just move it around and there, Unit 2 now will be the last one to be taught. If you make a mistake and oops, I dropped Unit 2 into Unit 5, I've done that and panicked. Where did Unit 2 go? I accidentally dropped it in Unit 5 by clicking on Unit 5. You can see pardon me, that it further expands what is in Unit 5. Oops, there's Unit 2 that I dropped in. Here's chapters 12, 13, and 14 that are all in Unit 5. So I want to take Unit 2 out. I can grab that. I can change it within the unit. So I can move it. It will still be under Unit 5. If I want it out of Unit 5, then I would drop it between the units. Now there's the units. Okay. So you have the ability to change the order in which things are taught. That's in the content. Something I really like about looking at the content, I have students come to me, oh, please explain X to me. And I ask, have you looked at the material and pause? You can always see if the students have or have not looked at that. Let's say they're asking about vocabulary words. So I'm looking at the key terms for this unit. I can open that section up or whatever they're asking questions about. I can scroll to the bottom and look at completion summary. This completion summary gives me a class list. Here I am as my Z student. I've not even looked at it as a student. And I can see when the date and time in which the student had gone in and looked at the material. So I can say, Ms. Berry, I'll be happy to sit and explain it to you, but I would like you first to go through the material and pause. They say, I have, and you can say, no, you haven't, because you have not done so, and I can see that you haven't, because you have a completion summary. So you can see the students that are looking at what part of your course. So if I have students, I had one test the students didn't do very well on. I went back and looked at the content and paused. No one had looked at what I had created. So I wasn't feeling too sorry for them at that point. Guys, I've created the material and pause to further expound upon our lectures. You need to go look through that other material as well. So you have that ability to see what the students have looked at and pause by looking at completion summary for anything that you've created. So I think that is a very helpful tool to use that you can nudge your class. Hey class, I see that you're not watching the videos I posted. They're very important. Some of the content's on the quiz. It's always a great way to get them to do it because yeah, you're assessed on it. So yeah, looking at the completion summary is quite helpful. So going back to the content, if you're building a course and you want to add more content, I want to add another module, I would click add module and I want to continue building this course. So unit 6, Antarctica, I spelled that wrong, Antarctica and beyond, enter. So I've now created my new module, Antarctica and beyond. If you look at your content, I can add dates. So by clicking on this, it opens it up. I can have a start date when this module will open up for students to see it. So if you don't want all your units, in this case, to be opened at the start of the term, you want to keep students focused on the here and the now, you can have different start dates so that your units will open when you want them to open when you begin studying them. Adding start dates are fine. However, please do not put end dates. By putting an end date, that means after that date, the student can never go back and look at any of that content. They will not have the ability to go back and review. So best practices, no end dates, please. Release conditions can be tricky. Like, I don't want you doing unit 6 until you complete unit 5 or whatever. Just if you're going to put release conditions, you need to be very clear and repeat them consistently to your student. There's more units, but you can't see it because you have not done whatever your release condition is. So I find that sometimes to be a hindrance. So, but that's up to you as your instructor. I can add a description. What are we going to be doing in Unit 6? I can add the objectives, unit summary, summary. Whatever you would like to add, for your description of this unit, put it in. And then once you've edited and formatted it the way you like, I push update. Now I have Antarctica. They have the objectives and summary, but I'd like to build it out. If I'm looking at a previous unit that I built, Unit 5, I know I've got individual chapters. I've not built those chapters yet under Unit 6. So I would add a submodule, Chapter 16. Enter. So I have my Chapter 16, add my next module, Chapter 17. That's what it's called. There it is. Again, you would want the same formatting. So if I spelled out chapter, I want to spell out chapter in all of my units so that it all looks the same. Then I can create, for chapter 16, I can upload files. I can add audio and video. I can create a file, and these will be, let's say, I'm calling these notes. Select a template, always select blank. Best practice to have the title and this match. So I'll make this note, push enter to get out of the blue ribbon of the blank formatting that I selected because I selected the blank. I used to get stuck after creating it and I'm like, okay, I'm pushing and I won't get out. You have to push enter to get out. Right. Cancel. And then I can start typing my notes. Make sure it's formatted how you want it to be. I want to put the default is 19. I've changed colors, whatever you need to do. Once you are done, save and close. Yes, I want to create a new file. Save. And then I can see now under table of contents, under unit 6, chapter 16, I have my notes. So looking at chapter 16, I want to build it. I've got my notes. I want to add a link. I want to create a link because I have this awesome videos I want to type in. And let's say I want to talk about the seasons video. I would go to the URL link that I would like to use, copy that, paste it in. I want to open as an external resource. So when I click on it as the link in pause, this window will stay open and will open another tab in the browser. So it will look just like it looks up here. I would create. Here is my external resource, my videos, my seasons video. Look under chapter 16. I now have my notes and my video created. Again, just like I did with the unit, I can click here and add descriptions. I'm sorry, add a description. I can add dates if I want to have chapter 16 open later or not. It's up to you. So you can upload and create information. I recommend making new discussions and new quizzes within those tools specifically. So I want to add in my quizzes I've already built. So I would scroll down to go to quizzes. Here's my list of quizzes I built in the quiz tool. I will scroll down until I find my chapter 16 quiz. There we go. I've added now my quiz. I want to put in my discussion. I want my gradable assessment, so I want the required discussions. I would scroll down until I found the discussion I was looking for. So my discussion that was built has been added. Now, if I want to add a submodule to chapter 16, I want to divide my notes submodule, and I want required assessments. So I can create these submodules. So instead of having everything just dumped under chapter 16, I can have submodules within submodules. I've already created this, but I don't want it here. I want it under notes. Drag and drop. My season video is part of the notes for students learning. I want the video after the notes so I can move things around. So you can have things just under a submodule, or you can have submodules within submodules. These are a quiz, so this is a required assessment. Drag and drop. This is my discussion. I want discussion before the quiz, so I can change them. What I just did when I created under chapter 16, I now created submodules. I have the same options here as I did. So if you forget to put them in different, I guess, categories of just notes or lecture notes or lab notes or help you to learn versus required assessments, you can divide it however you want. Just be consistent within each of the modules, and adding the same activities is the same no matter where you're doing it. You can see that under Antarctica and Beyond, sorry, I clicked on that, I have chapter 16 and 17. Under chapter 16 then, I have my notes and required assessments, and you can see that everything, submodules versus sub-submodules, if that is even a word, you can see the different indents. So these two are part of the chapter 16. Since I have notes and required assessments, I will have to build the same thing in chapter 17. Any questions on how to create or move content around? Okay. Well, we still have training left, so if you have any questions that you would like to discuss.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing anything in the chat, Carla. So
Okay.
if you guys have questions, please unmute and go ahead and ask Carla your question.
Did I leave anything out, Teresa?
I just wanted to ask,
No.
like,
Oh, go ahead, Tina.
uh, But sometimes if you have a class that's been cloned, all the dates are messed up. And you have to go back in and fix it. Is that just a common error?
I don't know, not necessarily. You might want to check to see if your developer has actually updated their master copy before cloning.
Yep.
Okay, I think
That's
that must be
typical.
what happened. Okay.
That is
Okay.
typically what occurs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So speak with the developer.
Okay, I will do that.
Anyone else? Well, if you have not completed the OTC training, you're going to log into PAWS, go to the online teaching certification course. You can jump straight to assessments and go to quizzes. And today you would select navigation, announcement, and quiz and content quizzes. So you have the 3 quizzes to take. You would click on it to open the quiz. You have unlimited attempts. You'll need to score 80% or higher to earn that badge. Once you've completed all 10 quizzes, you'll get the online teaching certification certificate. If you want to learn more or hear the material in a different way, you can go to content. And you looking under the table of contents, you would scroll down. Oh, you would go through the navigation of the getting started. Then you would go through the announcement videos, all the announcements. Then you would take your navigation quiz. And then when you can go back and organizing in content, you would go through here, look at all the associated videos, and then you would take your content tool quiz. So you have different ways in which to do that. If you have not completed your online teaching certification training. If you have completed it, let me show you mine. I did it in an old course. And I'm looking at my awards. This is me personally. I don't mind if you see them. That I've now have my 10 badges. I've earned my certificate for the OTC. I'm clicking on this. You will notice when looking at this, it says this certificate will expire in 5 years from the award date. My award date is April 23rd, 2020. My expiry date should be in 2025, but there's a glitch and it says it expires in 23. We've updated that. If you have an email that comes to you saying your certification has expired, no, it has not. There's a glitch in the system. You have 5 years because we're redeveloping this course. Okay, just so you know, so you don't panic. Okay. I don't have anything else to add today unless you would like to go over something that we've talked about or you have a question that you would like further information on. All right.
If you don't have any additional questions, we're going to stop the recording and we're going to give you your day back. I will mention that tomorrow is quiz training. So if you have not signed up, please do so. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow if you can make it. Thank you so very much for attending.
Thank you all for attending. Have a lovely